Bloodstrike recently released weapon balancing adjustments. Some weapons were slightly buffed and some were nerfed. The recent patch notes only affected a few weapons, but some of the adjustments were enough for them to be part of the current meta. In this video, we'll go over the top 10 guns that should be included in your loadout. At the bottom of the list, we have the Glock Akimbo and Magnum. I've always included the Glock with the Akimbo attachment in my previous top 10 guns video because of its effectivity in close range fights. This gun remained untouched for several seasons, and I don't really see the need for this gun to be buff or nerf as it is perfectly balanced. This gun still deals 45 headshot damage, 32 damage on the upper body and 30 damage on the lower body at 5 meters. The damage drops on enemies at 10 meters from a headshot damage of 45 to 36, 25 damage on the upper body and 24 damage on the lower body. Since it uses an Akimbo attachment, it deals twice the damage. The range is not that impressive, so you need to be very close to deal maximum damage. The Magnum, on the other hand, received a nerf on the damage dealt when using the Viper mag. Now it only deals 50 headshot damage and 35 damage on the upper and lower body at 10 meters. Before, it deals 56 headshot damage and 40 damage on the other parts of the body. With this adjustment, you'll need 3 or more bullets to knock an enemy down with max level armor. The Magnum is now less toxic than before, but it still has a burst potential even when its TTK has been slightly reduced. These are the attachments. At 9th place, we have the FN2000. This gun is perfect for close range fights and one of the guns with a fast TTK because of its insane fire rate. It has a fire rate of 70, just below the Vector and minigun, which has the fastest fire rate out of all the current guns in the game. The FN2000 deals 29 headshot damage, 21 damage on the upper chest, 19 abdominal damage, and 18 damage on the lower body at 20 meters. The damage begins to drop on enemies at 25 meters and it only deals 24 headshot damage, 17 damage on the upper chest, 16 abdominal damage, and 15 damage on the lower body. An ADS build works best with this gun and you don't have to worry about running out of bullets, especially with its insane fire rate if you equip the tactical mag. It increases the reload speed, perfect for multiple and continuous gunfights. These are the attachments. Up next, we have the PKM. This gun received multiple buffs that includes a damage increase on the upper and lower chest, recoil reduction, and a faster reload speed. This gun deals 28 headshot damage, 23 damage on the chest area, and 22 damage to the other parts of the body at 40 meters. There are 2 different build options for this gun, an ADS build and a hipfire loadout. Personally, I like using the hipfire build more on this gun. With a 200 mag, it's more than enough to deal with a full squad. And since it's an LMG, the hit flinch might actually be one of the reasons why it performs so well in sustained fights. The burn damage of the incendiary mag is not that great, but it definitely makes a difference once the damage begins to stack up. Though you'll have a slightly slower fire rate from 51 to 48 compared to the normal 200 mag. These are the attachments. If you want a lighter option of the PKM, then go for the HK416. This assault rifle is known for its high fire rate and high hipfire accuracy. Most assault rifles are for mid-range or long-range fights, but the HK416 excels more in close-range battles. This gun deals 32 headshot damage, 25 damage on the upper chest, 23 damage on the lower chest, and 20 damage on the lower body at 20 meters. The BAS attachment of this gun, the collapsible stock, makes this gun more effective at hip firing rather than when you ADS. Though in the recent patch notes, they buffed the ADS speed of this gun. The collapsible stock increases the hipfire accuracy, movement speed, and sprint to fire speed, so there's no delay when you transition from when you move and when you shoot. These are the attachments. Up next, we have the P90 and MP5. I've always grouped these 2 guns together because of the similarities in their performance, though the MP5 received a nerf in the recent update, decreasing the damage by 1 on all parts of the body. This adjustment is a bit random because the MP5 was already balanced. There was no need for a buff as well as a nerf. But despite the damage reduction, the MP5 is still decent. Both of these guns are way past their prime, but they are still part of the meta despite receiving nerf adjustments, especially with the P90. The main problem of the P90 was the nerf adjustment on its range in the previous updates, so you really need to be really close to deal maximum damage. I'm currently using a hybrid build on the P90, replacing the short barrel with the carbine barrel to somehow improve its range. But with this adjustment, there's a reduction in the hipfire accuracy and movement speed since it's a hybrid build. These are the attachments. Next, we have the M82. This sniper rifle received a buff in the previous updates, improving the gun's race time, increased ADS speed, and overall damage, though the damage increase only works when using the heavy barrel. There are only two sniper rifles that works really well in long-range fights, and these are the Kala and M82. But because of the previous patch notes, the M82 is a lot better than the Kala. The M82 has a faster ADS speed, faster fire rate, so it's easy for follow-up shots, and it also has a longer duration on its burn damage when using the incendiary mag. And here's a quick comparison. These are the attachments. Up next, we have the AR-97. This gun received multiple adjustments over the last few months. These adjustments include a damage increase on the abdominal and limb areas, fixed the reticle sway of the gun, faster fire rate, and a reduction in the damage drop-off at longer distances. This gun now deals 51 headshot damage, 35 damage on the upper chest, 34 damage on the lower chest, and 32 damage on the lower body at 30 meters. The damage begins to drop on enemies at 40 meters and it only deals 45 headshot damage, 31 on the upper chest, 30 on the lower chest area, and 28 damage on the lower body. Even though they improve the reticle sway of this gun, there are still times where shots don't land or register well in longer distances, and that's why I choose the 4x scope for better long-range visibility. These are the attachments. At third place, we have the Spear. This is my personal favorite and the only AR that I use to rank up from bronze to mythic in my other account. If you haven't watched that video, check it out and you might learn important tips that will help you rank up much faster. The Spear is one of the assault rifles that has an insane range. This gun deals 45 headshot damage, 30 upper body damage, and 28 damage on the lower body even on enemies at 50 meters. The recoil pattern of the Spear mainly goes upward, so controlling it is actually pretty straightforward. Since the gun kicks in a vertical position, all you need to do is drag your aim slightly downward in the opposite direction to keep your shots on target. I prefer using the 4x scope than the other scopes like the thermal or 3x scope because it's much easier to track targets at longer distances because of the improved visibility. These are the attachments. Next on the list, we have the UMP-45, currently the best SMG. Despite the balancing adjustments it received in the previous patch notes over the last few seasons, this gun still outclasses the other SMGs. The UMP-45 still deals 39 headshot damage, 31 damage on the upper chest, 28 abdominal damage, and 25 damage on the lower body at 10 meters. The damage begins to drop on enemies at 15 meters, from a headshot damage of 39 to 31, upper chest damage from 31 to 24, abdominal damage from 28 to 22, and lower body damage from 25 to 20. What's more amazing with the UMP is its BAS laser attachment. I've been using it a lot recently and I've been winning more of my fights because of this attachment. The laser attachment increases movement speed, ADS speed, and ADS movement speed. The ADS movement speed increase is actually a game changer. It lets you strafe much faster so your enemies will have a hard time aiming and landing their shots on you. You won't need too much movement with this, just move left and right while shooting to be more unpredictable. The speed increase will only work when you ADS. The hipfire speed stays the same whether you use the laser attachment or not. These are the attachments. At first place, we have the AUG. This is undeniably the best AR for mid-range gunfights. You'll see a lot of players using this on Shutter Island and also in squad fight. This gun deals 36 headshot damage, 25 upper body damage, and 24 damage on the lower body on enemies at 30 meters. What makes this gun stand out is the strong aim assist when using this gun. But I heard that they have already fixed it since many players abuse the aim assist by tap firing so that their shots will land consistently on their targets even at longer distances. The aim assist is still there, though it's weaker compared to how it was before. But this is not the case when you're using the Riptide Evo skin. This is literally a pay-to-win skin. I was surprised because you don't really need to control the recoil and you can even land consistent shots on enemies at longer distances. For the build, I went for a balanced approach. The attachments that I use gives me almost the maximum range of this gun, along with a decent recoil control and mobility. And I also added an attachment that will increase the sprint to fire speed and ADS speed for a faster reaction time in sudden gunfights. These are the attachments. What are your thoughts on these rankings? Are these guns part of your loadout? Comment down your thoughts and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.